So let's continue with Act 3, Scene 2. And in the previous part, in the previous video, you saw how Bassanio makes his choice over the leaden casket. And Bassanio is given a key because, he chooses leaden casket and he asks for its keys. And at that time, Portia, who has been watching all that, is able to know that Bassanio has chosen right casket. And you can understand what kind of feelings and emotions she must be having at that time. She was extremely happy, extremely joyful. And then aside means she says it to herself. How all the other passions fleet to air, as doubtful thoughts and rash embrace despair, and shuddering fever, a- and shuddering fear, and green-eyed jealousy. Now, as soon as she sees Bassanio choosing the right casket, she says how all other passions, how all other emotions, passions, feelings, passions here you can say feelings, strong feelings, fleet to air. How they have vanished into air. They have vanished, they have disappeared suddenly. And now, what are those feelings? As doubtful thoughts, feelings of doubt, she was doubtful whether Bassanio will be able to choose the right casket or not. Rash embraced despair. Rash embraced means rashly conceived despair. Despair is disappointment. Okay. Sadness, sadness, sorrow. Shuddering fear. She was extremely fearful. Okay. Shuddering, trembling fear. And green eyed jealousy. Green was actually the color associated with jealousy, and jealousy has been personified here and said to be a monster with green eyes, right? So she says that suddenly all these feelings are vanished into air as soon as she sees Bassanio choosing the right casket. But then at the same time, she is fearful of having that excessive joy too. She says, "Oh love, be moderate, allay thy ecstasy." Oh love, be moderate. Be moderate means be controlled, Allay thy ecstasy. Allay means reduce. Reduce your ecstasy. Ecstasy is excessive joy. Ecstasy is excessive joy. So she at the same time says that diminish, reduce your excessive joy. In measure, rain thy joy. In measure means rain your joy, pour your joy in moderation. In uh, measure, rain, you can say shower your joy in measure. Scant this excess. Scant, restrain, reduce, uh, cut down this excess. This excess of joy should be restrained. I feel too much thy blessing. Make it less, for fear I surfeit. I feel too much your blessing. I feel that your blessing is too much for me to tolerate, to bear, and therefore make it less. Because I fear surfeit. Because I fear surfeit. I should suffer from excessive blessing. See, about this superfluity, Nerissa has also given a speech in Act 1, Scene 2, where they are talking, and when Portia says she is very sad over the fact that she is not able to choose her own husband. So she says, when you have something too much, then of course it becomes the reason of your sadness. That is why Portia somehow is here, she is fearful. She is a bit afraid of being too much happy, and that's why she's asked love to shower its joy in moderation. Then Bassanio opens the leaden casket at that time. Now Bassanio says, "What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit." Counterfeit is the picture. I fear pretty Portia's picture. What demigod hath come so near a creation? Now you see, as soon as he looks at the picture, he calls the person, the artist who has made that picture, demigod. Demigod means half divine person. Half divine person, right? What kind of half divine person that would be, who has come so near a creation? Means the artist must have been almost a divine person who has made a picture so near a creation, means resembling exactly uh, like the alive person, right? Then by looking at the picture only, he says, "Move these eyes. Do these eyes move?" It seems to him that the eyes are moving. They are so real, or whether riding on the balls of mine, seem they in motion. Are they actually moving, or whether it is that because they are riding, they seem to be fixed on the balls of mine. Balls here refer to eyeballs, my eyeballs. They are fixed on my eyeballs, and that is why they seem to be moving. Here are severed lips. Severed means parted. Here are parted lips, parted with sugar breath. Now he talks about the lips. Sugar here means sweet, parted with sweet breath. So sweet a bar, bar is the barrier. So sweet a bar, so sweet a barrier should sunder. Sunder means separate such sweet friends. Her breath is such a sweet barrier which separates such good friends. Here in her hairs. So actually, he is describing the picture, and one by one, he is describing all features of Portia. Here in her hairs, the painter plays the spider. Plays the spider means he worked like a spider, and hath woven a golden mesh. Mesh is the web, and has woven a golden web to entrap the hearts of men, to entrap, to capture the hearts of men faster than gnats in cobwebs, faster than nuts in cobwebs. The way these insects are captured, they are trapped in cobwebs. Faster than that, these Portia's hair are able to capture men's hearts. But her eyes, now he again comes to eyes. But her eyes, how could he see to do them? How was it possible for him? He here he is referring to the artist who made that picture. How could he see to do them, to make them? When he was making those eyes, how could he see them? Having made one, methinks I think it should have power to steal both his and leave itself unfurnished. Unfurnished means incomplete. He says, because once he made one eye, having made one, it seems that when one eye had been painted, it would have the power to blind both eyes of the painter, so that he could not paint the second eye, and in this way it could have been left incompleted. Yet look how far the substance of my praise. Yet see how far the substance of my praise, these words of my praise, doth wrong this shadow. Shadow is the picture. But whatever I am saying, see, my words are not able to do justice with this picture. They do wrong to this picture in underpricing it, in underestimating it. Okay? Underpricing means underestimating. In underestimating it, so far this shadow doth limp behind the substance. The way this shadow means the picture limps behind the substance. Substance is the actual Portia, right? Original Portia. Substance means original Portia. The way this picture limps behind the original Portia, in the same way, the way I am praising the picture, my words are doing wrong with the picture itself. Here is this scroll. Then he also finds a scroll of paper the way other suitors found. The continent here means content, the content and summary of my fortune. Now he reads the scroll. You that choose not by the view, view is the appearance. You that has chosen not by the appearance, chance as fair and choose as true. You chance as fair. Chance as fair means may you be fortunate, and choose as true, and may you always choose as well as on this occasion. The way you have chosen true thing on this occasion, may you always choose the same way. Since this fortune falls to you means it has fallen to your lot, you have got it. Be content and seek no new. So be content, be satisfied with it, and seek no new, and do not look for new fortune. All right, seek no other fortune. If you be well pleased with this and hold your fortune for your bliss, if you are well pleased with this, if you are happy with this success, this here refers to the success that you have got. If you are happy with this, hold your fortune for your bliss. Hold your fortune as a blessing. Take it as a blessing, as a joy. Turn you where your lady is, and claim her with a loving kiss. So now you may turn to the lady and you may kiss her. A gentle scroll, fair lady, by your leave. So he asked for the permission. By your leave means by your permission. So this way, Bassanio asks for Portia's permission to kiss her, and then he kisses her. I come by note to give and to receive. By note here refers to that scroll of paper as directed, as what is written in that scroll of paper, to give and to receive, to give a kiss and receive one. Like one of two contending in a prize means competing for a prize, like one in two competing for a prize, that thinks he hath done well in people's eyes. I am like one of the two contenders who are competing for a prize and who thinks that he has done well in people's eyes, in people's estimation, hearing applause and universal shout. And how is he able to know that he has done well in people's estimation? When he hears applause and universal shout. Universal shout means shouts of approval, from everyone. The way people are shouting for him, or the way, people are applauding him, giddy in spirit. And now he tells his own condition. He says giddy in spirit. Giddy means feeling shy in excitement, still gazing in doubt, still looking. Gazing means staring, looking around in a doubt, in some doubt, whether those peals of praise be his or no. Whether those peals of praise, now peals of praise means those shouts or applause, be his or no, whether they are for him or not. So, thrice fair lady, he calls Portia thrice fair lady. He says, so thrice fair lady, stand I even so. Even I am standing like this. I am, as doubtful, right? As doubtful whether what I see be true until confirmed, signed, ratified by you. Until it is confirmed, signed, vouched, and ratified. Ratified means approved by you. Until you approve it, it is not possible for me to believe whether I have actually won or not. For that, Portia says, you see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand, such as I am. You see me, such as I am, as I am in reality, you see me where I stand. Though for myself alone, as far as I am concerned, I would not be ambitious in my wish to wish myself much better. As I am concerned, I don't want to be ambitious in my wish to wish myself much better. I cannot wish anything else, than what I have got. Yet for you, but for you, as far as you are concerned, I would be trebled 20 times myself. But for your sake, I would be trebled 20 times myself. I wish to be three times. Trebled means thrice 20 times. Thrice 20 times. Three times 20 of what I am. I am. 1,000 times, she says, what I have got. I am not much ambitious that I can wish for anything else. I cannot wish for better than what I have got. But as far as you are concerned, for you, I always wish thrice of 20 times myself, thrice of 20 of what I am. She says, 1,000 times more fair. I want to be 1,000 times more beautiful, 10,000 times more rich, 10,000 times richer. That only to stand high in your account. Account is the estimation. And that is only to stand high in your estimation. I might in virtues, beauties, livings, friends exceed account. Just to stand high in your estimation, I want to be worth more than what I am in my virtues, qualities, beauties, livings, and friends. Livings means possessions. Livings, you can say possessions. So I want to exceed in all this just for your sake, so that you love me more. But The full sum of me is sum of something, which to term in gross is an unlessoned girl, unschooled, unpracticed. Happy in this, she is not yet so old, but she may learn. Now she says, but the full sum of me is sum of something. The sum total of myself is total of something which to term in gross, which to express at, you can say term in gross means which to express at best is an unlessoned girl. She calls herself unlessoned. Unlessoned means who is not lessoned, educated properly. Unschooled, unpracticed. Unpracticed means inexperienced. Inexperienced. So she says, if I count myself at my best, I would like to call myself unlessoned, unschooled, and unpracticed. She is being too humble here. Happy in this, but there is a reason to be happy. Happy in this means she is fortunate in this respect that she is not yet so old, but she may learn. She is referring to herself only. I am not yet so old, but I may learn. I am not so old that I cannot learn. Happier than this. And then there is another reason to be happier than this reason. She is not bred so dull, but she can learn. She is not brought up in a dull way. She is quite intelligent that she can learn. And happiest of all, and the reason, the happiest thing of all is the fact that her gentle spirit commits itself to yours to be directed. And the happiest thing of all the fact is that her gentle spirit, she herself commits itself, her spirit commits itself to yours. It entrusts itself to your spirit to be directed, to be instructed as from her Lord, her governor, her king. She is ready to be instructed by you who is now her Lord, her master, her governor, her king. Then she, in a way, she has completely resigned herself. She has completely given herself to him, at in a way declaring that he is her master, her husband now. She says, myself. And what is mine to you and yours is now converted. Myself and all that is mine is converted, is transferred. Converted here means is transferred to you and yourself. But now means till now, I was the lord of this fair mansion. Till now, just a moment ago, I was the lord of this fair mansion, master of my servants, queen over myself. But even now, just a moment ago, this house, these servants, and this same myself are yours, my lords. But from now, even at this moment, this house, these servants, and I myself am yours. I give them with this ring. And then she hands him over a ring, which when you part from, lose or give away. And she gives the ring, and with that she says, this is the ring, but if you part it, you get separated from it, or you lose it, or you give it away to someone, let it presage. Presage means foretell, let it declare the ruin of your love. If you get separated from this ring, then it is going to be a sign of the ruin of your love, that your love for me has vanished, it is finished. And be my vantage. Vantage is the opportunity, and then it will be my opportunity to exclaim on you. Exclaim means to accuse you, right? Then it can be my opportunity to accuse you. For that, Bassanio says. So, see, from this speech of Portia, we clearly know that Portia has approved Bassanio to be her husband. Bassanio says, Madam, you have bereft me of all words. You have bereft me. You have deprived me of all words. You have taken away all words from me. I am not able to speak. Only my blood speaks to you in my veins. Now it is only my blood which speaks to you in my veins. And there is such confusion in my parts, here you can say parts of thinking or thoughts. There is such confusion in my thoughts as after some oration fairly spoke, some oration is the speech, fairly spoke, fairly delivered by a beloved prince, there doth appear among the buzzing, pleased multitude. Buzzing means because they are all murmuring. Pleased, happy. Multitude is the crowd of people, right? He says, my thoughts are so confused, and the confusion is like that in a situation where a beloved prince, a prince who is loved by all, gives a fair speech. He delivers a fair speech, and after that, the kind of confusion that can be seen among the crowd, among the crowd of people who are so happy and always murmuring with admiration, where every something being blent together, blent means mixed together, turns to a wild of nothing. There is so much of confusion, like when a fine speech is given by a beloved prince among a murmuring delighted audience, where every feeling, every something means where every feeling blended together produce a wild confusion expressing nothing, means it is difficult to understand what all they are saying, save except of joy expressed and not expressed. Except of joy, whether it is expressed or not expressed. So even if you are not able to understand what these people are saying, but yes, one thing you can very easily make out, that they are very joyful, whether they express it or not express it. So he is saying this for himself as well, that I am so confused at this moment, I am not able to speak, and I don't even know what I am speaking. But yes, one thing you can be very sure of, that I am very happy. But when this ring parts from this finger, now he talks about that ring. If this ring parts from this finger, if it gets separated from this finger, then parts life from hence. Then you must believe parts life from hence. Then the life will also part from this. Oh, then be bold to say Bassanio is dead. And then you can be bold enough to say that Bassanio is dead. So this ring can only part with my finger when I am dead, right? Now Nerissa and Graciano, who were there and who are also happy, at that time. So Nerissa wishes them, my lord and lady, it is now our time. It is now our turn that have stood by and seen our wishes prosper. We who have been standing here and who have seen our wishes prosper, to cry, good joy, my lord and lady. Right? So she wishes all the happiness that you can wish for themselves. Now Graciano says, my Lord Bassanio and my gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that you can wish. I wish you all the joy that you can wish for yourself, for I am sure you can wish none from me, because I am sure you cannot wish for any more than what I wish for you. And when your honors mean to solemnize, solemnize means perform, means to solemnize, to perform, or you can say celebrate also, the bargain of your faith. The bargain of your faith means the contract of your faith. Faith here means love. When you are intended to celebrate the contract of your love, I do beseech you, I do request you, even at that time, I may be married too. I request you at that time, I can also be married. Bassanio says, with all my heart, of course, I am happy for that. So thou can get a wife. If you can get a wife, I am happy for that. I agree for that. Bassanio says, I thank your lordship. And for that, I thank you, that you have got me a wife. You have got me one. You have got me a wife. My eyes, my lord, can look as swift as yours. My eyes can also look as quick as yours. You saw the mistress. I beheld the maid. I looked at the maid. Maid is Nerissa here. He is referring to Nerissa. At the time when you saw the mistress, I looked at her maid. You loved. I loved. For intermission, no more pertains to me, my lord, than you. For intermission, intermission is a period of waiting, because period of waiting no more pertains to me, my lord, than you. The way it does not pertain to you means it is not welcomed to me as it is not welcomed by you. I do not believe in period of waiting. Your fortune stood upon the caskets there, so did mine too. As the matter falls, as the matter falls means as the things turn out, for wooing here until I sweat again. Until I sweat again means with all my energy. For wooing here, I wooed her with all my energy, and swearing till my very roof was dry. Swearing means swearing the oaths, till my very roof was dry with oaths of love. I kept on swearing the oaths of love till my very roof was dry. At last, if promise lasts, I got a promise of this fair one here to have her love provided. Provided means on the condition that your fortune achieved her mistress. So I made so much of effort to woo this lady, and at last I got this promise that if you are able to achieve the mistress, then only she will be marrying me. So Portia asks, is this true, Nerissa? Nerissa says, Madam, it is, if you stand pleased with all. If you are happy with it, then yes, it is a fact. Bassanio, and do you, Graciano, mean good faith? Are you serious about it? Because you see, Graciano is always a kind of person uh, who is difficult to believe on. So that's why he asked that, do you actually intend to marry in good faith? Bresciano says, yes, faith, my lord. So Bassanio says, our feast shall be much more honored in your marriage. Gratiano, we'll play with them the first boy for 1,000 ducats. Now, you see, uh, this line is not in your syllabus. You need not to do it, right? So at this time, everything is happy. These people are getting married, and now this another love story of Nerissa and Graciano is also revealed, and they are also about to get married. At that moment only, Lorenzo, Jessica, Salario, a messenger from Venice, they all come. Now, Salario is, of course, their friend, and Lorenzo is also their friend. Jessica has eloped with Lorenzo, so that's why she is in his company. So they all come over there. So suddenly he says, but who comes here? Lorenzo and his infidel. He calls her infidel. Why infidel? Because non-believer of Christian faith. So he is actually referring to Jessica. She doesn't believe in Christianity, na, being a Jew. So that's why he calls her infidel. What? And my old Venetian friend Salario is also there. So suddenly these people are there, and Gratiano is able to make note of them. Bassanio says, Lorenzo and Salario, welcome hither, welcome here. If that the youth of my new interest here have power to bid you welcome. If that the youth of my new interest means my newly acclaimed claim. And here actually he is referring to Portia. If Portia here have power to bid you welcome, if you she also welcomes you, if she has right to welcome you, I welcome you. So he says to Portia, by your leave, by your permission, I bid my friends and countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome. So, by your permission, I welcome them. Portia says, so do I, my lord. Even I welcome them. They are entirely welcome. Now, Lorenzo says to Bassanio, I thank your honor. For my part, my lord, my purpose was not to have seen you here. I did not intend to come here. I did not intend to visit you here. But meeting with Salario by the way means on the way I met Salario, he did entreat me. Entreat means request. He requested me, past all saying nigh, in spite of all arguments to the contrary, in spite of saying no to him, to come with him along. He requested me to come along with him. Salario says, I did, my lord, and I have reason for it. Yes, I actually requested him, and I have a reason for it. And by saying that, he hands him a paper. He says, Signer Antonio commends him to you. He commends him to you means he sends his greeting, right? He sends his greetings. And then he hands over that paper. Bassanio says, ere I ope his letter, ere means before, I ope means open his letter. I pray you tell me how my good friend doth, how my good friend is. Salario says, not sick, my lord, unless it be in mind. He is not sick if it is not in his mind, nor well unless in mind. And at the same time, he is not well also unless it is in his mind. His letter there will show you his estate. Estate is the condition. You will come to know about his condition. Condition here may refer to financial fortunes also. You will come to know about his condition once you open this letter. And then Bassanio opens the letter and he starts reading it. Meanwhile, Bresciano, he introduces them to Nerissa. Nerissa, cheer yon stranger, cheer that stranger. He is actually talking about Jessica, that give her company, bid her welcome. Your hand, Salario, what's the news from Venice? What is the news from Venice? How doth my royal merchant good Antonio? How is my royal merchant good Antonio? I know he will be glad of our success. He'll be very happy when he comes to know that we are successful. We are the Jasons. We have won the fleece. We are the Jasons. We have won the fleece. So he is talking about his success of marrying Portia and Nerissa. Now Salario says, I wish you had won the fleece that he hath lost. I wish you had won the fleece. Fleece means that golden fleece. Actually, he's talking about the gold. I wish you have won the gold that he has lost. Now, see, at this time when these people are talking, Bassanio is reading that letter, and Portia somehow is able to know some kind of very awkward expressions that Bassanio is having on his face. And that's why Portia says, there are some shrewd contents in yon same paper. Yon means that same paper. There are some shrewd contents. Shrewd here, you may say unpleasant. There is something unpleasant, there are some unpleasant news in that same paper that steals the color from Bassanio's cheek, because it takes away the color from Bassanio's cheek, means his color is fading. Some dear friend dead, else otherwise nothing in the world could turn so much the constitution here means complexion of a constant man. Constant means normal man. Otherwise, there can is there any news of some death of some friend? Because there can't be any other news in the world, there can't be anything else in the world which can change the complexion of a normal person to such extent. What? Worse and worse? The situation is getting worse and worse. With leave, Bassanio, with permission, Bassanio, I am half yours, and I must freely have the half of anything that this same paper brings you. So she asked Bassanio that now, when I am your partner, I have the right to know at least half of the contents that this letter carries. Bassanio says, "Oh, sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasantest words that ever blotted paper." Blotted means stained paper. The worst news that I've ever got, unpleasantest words that have ever blotted paper. Gentle lady, when I did first impart my love to you, when I first confessed my love to you, I freely told you all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I freely told you, I honestly told you all the wealth that I had in my veins, means that was there in my blood. I was a gentleman, and then I told you true. I was a gentleman, and that is why I was honest to you. And yet, dear lady, rating myself at nothing means valuing my wealth. You shall see how much I was a braggart. How much I was a braggart. Braggart means boasting of my position. When I told you about my wealth, at that time also, I was boasting of my position. When I told you my state was nothing, state is condition, fortune was nothing, I should then have told you that I was worse than nothing. When I told you that my fortune was nothing, at that time I should have told you that I was even worse than nothing. Okay, for actually, I have engaged myself to a dear friend, engaged my friend to his mere enemy to feed my means. Because I have engaged myself, I have bound myself to a dear friend. Okay, I took some money from my dear friend. That's why I bound myself to him, and bound my friend to his mere enemy. And I bound him to his enemy to feed my means, to satisfy my want, to get the money I needed. Here is a letter, lady. The paper as the body of my friend, and every word in it a gaping wound, an open wound issuing life blood. This paper is like the body of my friend, and every word which is written on this paper is like an open wound from which his blood is pouring. But is it true, Salario? Now he speaks to Salario. Is it true? Hath all his ventures failed? Has all his ventures, business, speculations failed? What? Not one hit. One means he is talking about the ship. Not even a single ship is able to hit the destination. From Tripolis, Mexico, England, Lisbon, Barbary, India. And not one vessel, not one ship escape the dreadful touch of merchant marring rocks. Merchant marring means ruining. Has not not even a single ship was able to save itself from the dreadful touch of these rocks which can ruin a merchant. For that, Salario says, not one, my lord. Not even a single one, my lord. Besides, in addition to this, it should appear that if he had the present money to discharge the Jew, he would not take it. And in addition to this, it seems that if he has the present money, if he has the money available at once to discharge the Jew, to pay his debt to the Jew, he would not take it, because actually his bond is forfeited. The time has gone, and now the Jew is not ready to take the money, even if he has it. Never did I know a creature that did bear the shape of man, so keen and greedy to confound a man. Confound means destroy a man. He says, I have never seen such a human being, a creature who is a human, and he is so greedy, so keen to destroy a man. He pleased the Duke at morning, at night. He urges his case. He keeps on requesting the Duke at morning, at night, and doth impeach. And impeach means question the freedom of the state if they deny him justice. And he questions the freedom of the state. Freedom of the state is like the integrity of the law in Venice if they deny him justice. 20 merchants, the Duke himself, and the magnificos. Magnificos, you can say, VIPs, noblemen, and the magnificos of greatest pot. Pot means high, greatest standing ranks. Of greatest ranks have all persuaded him, have all compelled him, uh, uh, but none can drive him from the envious plea of forfeiture of justice and his bond. But none can drive him from, none can persuade him to give up of that envious plea, that revengeful claim, and what is that claim? Of forfeiture, forfeiture of his bond, of justice and his bond. He is not ready to give up his bond. He is not ready to give up the penalty. Now, Jessica confirms this news and she says, when I was with him, I have heard him swear to Tubal and to Chus, another countryman, his countrymen, they are also Jews, that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he did owe him. So, Jessica confirms the news. She says, I heard him talking to his countrymen that he would have Antonio's flesh even if he is given 20 times the value of the sum. And I know, my lord, if law, authority, and power deny not, it will go hard with poor Antonio. If law, authority, and power do not deny, do not prevent it, then it will go very hard on poor Antonio. Now Portia says, is it your dear friend that is thus in trouble? Is it that friend of yours who is in trouble like this? Bassanio says, the dearest friend to me, the kindest man, the best conditioned and unwearied spirit in doing courtesies. He is the best conditioned. Best conditioned means kindest, best natured person, and unwearied spirit. Unwearied means untiring spirit in doing courtesy. He is such a kind man who is never tired of doing courtesies, and one in whom the ancient Roman honor more appears than any that draws breath in Italy. And he is the one in whom the ancient Roman honor, the ancient loyalty to friends and country appears than any person in the whole Italy. Portia says, what sum owes him the Jew? What sum does he owe the Jew? For me, 3,000 ducats. Portia, what? No more. That's it. Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Deface means cancel the bond. Pay him 6,000 and cancel the bond. Double 6,000 and then treble that, thrice that, right? Three times that before a friend of this description shall lose a hair through Bassanio's fault. Give him double, pay him 6,000, double the 6,000, triple the 6,000 before a friend of this description will lose even a single hair for Bassanio. First, go with me to church and call me wife. First, you get married with me, and then away to Venice to your friend. And just after that, you leave for Venice. For never shall you lie by Portia's side with an unquiet soul, because I do not want you to lie with me with such a distracted mind, with such unpeaceful soul. You shall have gold to pay the petty debt 20 times over. You can take the gold from here 20 times the sum, to pay the petty debt. And when it is paid, bring your true friend along, and bring your true friend along with you. My maid Nerissa and myself, meantime means meanwhile, will live as maids and widows. I and Nerissa would live as maids and widows, as if they were not married, uh, till you come. Come away, for you shall see hence your upon your wedding day. Come away, because you shall see hence means you must go away from here upon your wedding day to get married. Bid your friends welcome, show a merry cheer, show your happy faces. Since you are dear bought, I will love you, dear. But let me hear the letter of your friend. But before that, let me listen to what is written in the letter. So Bassanio reads. He says, Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried. Miscarried means wrecked. They are all destroyed. They are all wrecked. My ships have all wrecked. My creditors grow cruel. Now my creditors means those who have given credit to me, जिन्होंने मुझे कर्जा दिया था, they grow cruel. My estate is very low. Estate means financial state. My condition is very poor. My bond to the Jew is forfeit. The bond has also forfeited. And since in paying it, it is impossible I should live, all debts are cleared between you and I, if I might but see you at my death. And while paying the bond to the Jew, it will be least possible for me to live. I just want that all debts between you and me will be cleared if I can see you before my death. Notwithstanding, in spite of that, use your pleasure. Please use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come, let not my letter. If your love, use your pleasure means do as you want. If your love means Portia does not compel you to come, then my letter should also not compel you to come. Portia says, "Oh love, dispatch all business and be gone. Just finish all business and be gone. Just leave from here." Bassanio says, "Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste. I'll hurry up. But till I come again, no bed shall ever be guilty of my stay. No rest be interposer twixt us twain, between us two. There should no one should come between us, right? Between the two. Twain means two. No one else should come between the two." And then they exit from there.